happening, YouTube? It's your boy, the Memphis Accelerate, welcoming you back to the 100 days of Yu-Gi-Oh! Where every day for 100 days, we're dealing with a different deck every single day. Today, everybody, it's a blast from the past sort of day. It's day number 32, and we're taking a look at a classic deck. It is the Phalanx Pike Harpie ladies. That's right. We're summoning out all the Harpie ladies, just swarming the board with our Harpies, blowing up back row, dealing lots of damage, that sort of thing. And we're taking advantage of this old equipped spell, the Phalanx Pike. A card that in most decks gets you a big old 1800 point boost, which is very respectable. Very respectable. But in certain decks, Harpies especially, this card can make monsters absolutely huge. So we're going to be using the Phalanx Pike equipped to our Harpies. And for the most part, just doing what Harpies do best. Swarm board, like I said, pop back row, do damage. So we got ourselves our deck here today to show the wombos and the combos, the what do's and the what not do's. Have ourselves a good old time. So of course, big old shout out to Mr. The Hero Hut, who asked us to take a look at the Phalanx Pike Harpies today. So as always, if you want to know the whole deck profile that we got, it's going to be at the end of the video. But for now, let's head on into the action, show off what this baby could do, and have ourselves a good old time. Alright everybody, our first opponent, another day and another card game. So with our deck, we like to go first as often as we can, kind of go first to go second sort of scenario, but we can also go second because Harpies are very offensive minded. So we'll attempt to do that. Let's go ahead and go first. What do we have for hand? I like it. I like it a lot. I like a lot of what is in this hand. Alright. We're going to summon out our Harpies Perfumer to start off. When it is summoned, I can search out any of my Harpie Lady spell traps. It's a pretty nice thing. It doesn't search Featherstorm, sadly, but it'll get me my Elegant Egotist. It'll get me whatever else I'd like. Do I go for Alluring Mirror Split is the question. I just don't know what my opponent... If I knew they were battle-focused, I would go for the Mirror Split, but in this case, I'm going to go for Elegant Egotist just to get more stuff rolling. And bait out that. And bait out the Ash Blossom. That also works too. Alright. That works phenomenally. So we're going to activate our Time Terror Morganite. This is, I do have some hand effects, especially like the dangers, so they're moot at this point, but they're a side thing anyway, so it's all good. We're going to summon out our Harpie's Oracle here, and during the end phase, Harpie Oracle will get me back mine Elegant Egotist, and you might think this is silly. We're going to end our turn. I haven't even set this trap card, but that's fine. It's fine because this can be played from the hand while we have Harpies on the board, and if you don't know Harpie's Featherstorm, it's one of the most nasty trap cards in the game. Because it's literally just stops all my opponent's monster effects for a whole turn. It's really mean. What are we up against? Miscellaneousaurus. I see. Fancy. I mean, I guess I'll play this just to play it. I mean, there's no reason not to. So I'll play my Harpie's Featherstorm. Yeah, he'll beat over Perfumer, but that's fine. We want the Harpies in the graveyard. That's what the Phalanx Pike's whole thing is. 900 attack for every card in my graveyard that shares the name of the thing it's equipped to. Oh, baby. That's what I like to see. Elegant Egotist times 2. Beautiful thing. Okay, well, this is modern Yu-Gi-Oh, I guess. Just all the Ash Blossoms in the world. But that's okay. Let's go for our Harpie Lady numero uno. This is the only thing we can summon off Egotist, because I don't play Harpie Lady Sisters. It's kind of a bricky card. I don't like to do it. But that's okay. We're gonna summon out our Synchro. Now you notice we don't have a tuner? Don't need a tuner. These can all be counted as non-tuners. It's pretty neat. So we're gonna summon out our Cyber Slash Harpie Lady. And I'm going to, well, I can't use Feast and Fire Blast. That's the thing. That's why we're only playing like the one Morganite. It's a cool card, but it does lock out some of our things we can do. But it's all good. But we're going to equip this to our Cyber Slash, and as you can see, with just a couple Harpies in the graveyard, we have like 3. My attack clears 5,000. Imagine having more Harpies in the graveyard, it gets even bigger. Well, let's go ahead and attack with the Cyber Slash Harpie Lady. Well, you're just no fun at all, are you? Okay, well, normally I would bounce with Cyber Lady's effect, but that would benefit my opponent more than anything, so it's a sad state of affairs. My opponent's just no fun allowed. All I want to do is hit my opponent really hard with a Phalanx Pike. That's my whole strategy, is just fill up the grave with the Harpies, and then hit my opponent with this thing. I was really hoping for another. I was hoping for another, but I was denied. But that's okay. This is where Morganite's gonna, put in the work. I'm gonna keep drawing 2 cards every turn, getting into those Phalanx Pikes. At the very least, you get a taste, a minuscule taste, of what this deck is capable of in terms of damage. Get like 5, 6 Harpie ladies in the graveyard. You can OTK in this deck very easily with the Phalanx Pike, especially if you, dual wield those things. Dual wield them pikes. That would be hilarious. And let's see, I could normal summon Fearsome Fire, but I'll save that for now. This does have a nice effect when sent from field to grave. It just sends more birds to the graveyard, so it's a neat thing. It's just that now that I've gone for the Morganite, it don't work. But there you go. Now, maybe a bit of my opponent didn't do much, but that's okay. We had to see exactly the ideal of this deck, which is just get Harpies in the grave, give them the Phalanx Pike, and like I said, our Harpies can get even bigger than that. So let's go for duel number 2. Hopefully have a bit more back and forth with my opponent, because that's like my preferred way of seeing this. I like to see the interactions we have with our opponents. My opponent just wanted to say no to everything I wanted to do. So let's go for duel number 2. Show them really what this deck can do. Alrighty, second opponent. Let's go and do it again. With hopefully a little bit more back and forth. But ultimately, all I need to do is get like the Phalanx Pack going. That's the thing. That's all I really need. Is out for opening hand. Let's see here. I can work with that. We're summoning a Harpie Harpist. And we're going to special summon Harpie's Pet Dragon, the Fearsome Fire Blast. Very nice monster to put on our board. And we're going to activate Hysteric Sign. Yeah, this works for really... This looks like a pretty dang good opening hand, I have to say. So we'll keep Elegant Egotist in our hand for now. I will use it later. What I'm actually going to go for first is Harpie's Conductor. Because when this gets summoned out, and our Harpie Dragon gets sent to the grave, I get to send another monster to the grave. Now, Harpist is already going to be in the grave, so let's send... Doesn't really matter who. I'll ditch the Queen, because she's not really as important in this build. I'll send her. And let's see. I think that's good. I think that's all I really need to do right now. I'll keep the trap in my hand, protected from all those nasty spell trap destroyers. And let's search ourselves a channeler. As we build up the board, we're just building up the graveyard, preparing for Phalanx Pike. That's all I need to get into now. I got plenty of things to just thin the deck out, and every time I do, I get one step closer to my Phalanx. That's why it's on the sleeves today. I was kind of going for like a pirate flag theme originally with Harpie head, like the head of Cyber Harpie lady on this thing, but it didn't quite look too right. So I went with Harpie's Feather Duster instead. I think it looks pretty neat. So now what can my opponent do? That is a good question. If he tries to destroy my Conductor, I can pop the Sign instead. Draw myself a few new cards. That's going to be really cool. That's the nice thing about Sign. The first time you play it, get Egotist. Really good card. After that, if it gets destroyed, I get to search any 3 Harpie cards I like during the end phase. It's really nice. And what is my opponent going to do? The Magician's Rod, you say? I'm going to have to be like a no to that. I don't trust this creature. Or anything Dark Magician related for that matter. So I'm going to have to go for Harpie's Featherstorm on you, buddy. Sorry about that. But it is what the Harpies do. It's just what they do. It's a very trolly card, I have to admit. It's not the nicest trap in the world. It honestly makes me very confused as to why Harpies aren't like a better deck, considering they have a card that's basically VFD in trap form from the hand. That is archetypal and searchable. I don't get it, but that's what Harpie's Featherstorm is. So what is it? He's still going. I'm grateful he's still going. So get the Soulful Servant. That way you can. The true name. That's a fancy way. Okay. My opponent's got some fancy text. I approve. I approve. Just because they're playing the true name, I approve. So does that mean Slifer's coming out onto the board? Come on. There he is. I knew he was going to come out. Slifer, the executive producer. Or as I like to call him, Slipper the Sky Whiffer. If he's up in the clouds, he's got to be sniffing some clouds. I'm just saying. All right. So Slipper's going to be coming in here, trying to beat over my conductor. Well, like I said, I'm just going to pop the hysteric sign instead. All right, Slipper, what are you going to do now? Still can't use any of your monster effects. You can certainly fusion summon, or ritual summon, whichever you prefer. I assume fusion. Yep. This is okay, though. This is fine, because this will go away at the end of my opponent's turn, right? Summon and send to the grave. Yeah, this will go to the graveyard. So, unless they have some means of reviving this that I am unaware of, which there is some Slifer support that could revive this creature, but I don't know if they have it or not. Oh, dang. That was a pretty dang good opening hand, I have to admit. That was a pretty good opening hand, my man. That was a pretty dang good opening hand. And, oh. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry, Mahad. You could have been special summoned right there. That would have been really cute. That would have been really cool. Can you stop trying to do monster effects, my man? You're hurting yourself, and I don't like it. Stop hurting yourself. Okay, maybe they're just trying to fill up the graveyard for like a future soul servant. That's possible too. Or maybe they just forgot. It could go either way. All right, but yeah, Slifer. Well, that's not good. I mean, I was gonna get a Harpie's Featherstorm anyway, but that could be ever so slightly problematic. Let's see here. Got a back row. So let's get ourselves a dragon. Why not? Okay. Yeah, I didn't actually think of that one. It's because I negated Slifer, it stays on the board, which is kind of an issue. Just ever so slightly an issue. Also, I don't have my Phalanx Pike, which I really don't like the fact that I don't have Phalanx Pike. But let's go for Harpie Chandler regardless. And Shane, Harpie's Featherstorm. No. Also no to you two. I mostly wanted to get this to stop this. That was my main modus operandi, is all we say. It's gonna be like, no, I don't want to have to deal with that. I want to summon out Perfume Lady. Now, does this... I guess it just doesn't activate anymore. Well, that works for me. Alright. So let's just get all the monsters upon our board, as we like to do. We'll summon out the Fearsome Fire Blast. Just like that. Let's go ahead, Elegant Egotist a couple of times. Let's see here. Yeah, we'll summon out one Harpie Lady. And now that activates for some reason. Odd. A little odd, but okay. And then let's go ahead and Cyber Slash Harpie Lady. Bring out our Synchro Lady. Man, I wish I had my Phalanx Pike right now. She would be absolutely massive. Absolutely massive. Now, what do I want to do from here? Let me think about this. I could go for Great Fly, but that seems like silly. Oh, no. I know what to do here. We're going to make our Swallow's Cowrie, getting rid of the Hybrid Lady in our hand, and this will summon to our board, or to our hand, I should say, a Harpie Oracle. Because I can special summon this thing because I happen to have a high-level Harpie on my board. Because that's the thing about Chandler. If there's a dragon, she becomes level 7. Which is really neat for, like, some rank 7 plays on the side. But more importantly, it just lets me use Oracle, so I can get a spell back during the end phase. We'll activate Egotist again. And I just realized I was supposed to do something there, and I messed up. I was supposed to bounce this. But that's okay. That's okay, because now, yeah, that'll beat over that. I messed up slightly, but it's okay. Ooh, I could go for Ice Beast Zero Fine. Let's see. Negate all the effects. This guy gets 300 attack defense. Cool. Why did you go for Lightning Chidori? Put that target on the top of the deck, you say? Oh man, there's so many options here. Like, I know I messed up, but at the same time, this just opens up the possibility for new things. So let's go ahead for Lightning Chidori. Now, when this guy gets summoned out, well, he would normally bounce a back row. But by detaching a material from Chidori here, I can actually just spin a card back to the top of the deck. And the card I wish to choose... Probably put Slifer on top of the deck, because he's less useful there to my opponent. Indeed. Also, I shall now proceed to summon forth a fly. Hope you don't mind, I summon the fly. I did mess that up a little bit. I could have bounced a monster too, but this is okay. We'll make it work. So let's ditch the queen. And lordy, I really wish I had my Phalanx Pike right now. I could have OTK'd right here if I had my Phalanx Pike. But c'est la vie, as they say. I mean, the Dark Magician should normally be summoning out something, but again, Harpie's Fatal Storm says no. And so let's attack our opponent with everything we got. And yeah, we're in a pretty decent spot, I'd like to say here. I'd say we're in a fairly decent position here. Now, I've done my damages. And let's see, is there anything I want to banish from my opponent's graveyard? I don't think so. Yeah, there's no point in going for a Little Knight, I don't think. I could go for, yeah, let's go for Double Zeus. Just in case. Just in case. I thought I took this guy out. It's weird. I swear I took this guy out of my build, but whatever, it doesn't matter. Either way, I'll get back my Egotist for later. And let's go ahead and Harpist again, just a deck thin, because now we're ever so closer. Within here, 3 copies of Phalanx Pike. One of my draws has to statistically be Phalanx Pike. Alright, but we're in a really good spot here. I mean, I got my Morganites too, if I really need them. My opponent's playing the Magicians Souls. As one does. Magician's Souls, you say, Yugi boy. Yugi boy. Actually, this does remind me of the duel between Yugi and Mai. Mai was kicking Yugi's butt for the longest time in that duel. All it took was Blacklist to Soldier to take her down, but you know what? I put up a good fight in that one. And I think we're putting up a pretty good fight, too. I got my Slash Harpie. This dude plays a spell trap. I just bounces stuff. And I got my Great Fly making myself bigger. I can recover myself a wind monster if this gets destroyed. We already know he has Slifer and Palladium. So I have to assume that the last card in your hand is a spell trap of some variety, or you're going for Artemis. Okay. Was not expecting Artemis. Party! What are you up to? Oh, you got Little Knight. I see. Okay. I mean, that's a little annoying, but... I'm not foolish enough to, like, do anything about this. Who are you going to banish? That is the big question. I assume it's going to be Double Zeus. And if it does, that's fine. Yeah. Go ahead. I don't need him. Actually, I like that Harpie in my graveyard. I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you very much. Alright. Come on, Phalanx Pike. Ah! That's not Phalanx Pike at all. It might look like a Phalanx Pike, but it's not a Phalanx Pike. Alright, well, we got ourselves a nice little duel here against the Dark Magician player, like I said. It looks good, and we did get to do a lot of the Harpie things as we like to do. I'm tempted to wait a turn, but I know how Dark Magicians can recover from near death if you give them a chance. So we'll go for the end here. We'll let the fly win this duel. I don't know why. I'm just going to say let the fly do it. Or not, if I can't do math. But yeah, that's again what we're trying to do with this deck. Unfortunately, Phalanx didn't show up in this duel, but like, well, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that's 9,000 damage right there. 99. Yeah, that would have been 9,900 extra attack points. Missed opportunities. But that's okay. Let's go ahead for one more duel today. We're showing off the deck. We've seen what we're trying to do. But I want to see it all come together and hit my opponent really, really hard. So we got time for one more. Let's go for it. Alright, everybody, the third and final opponent, the fight in third. And we'll see how it goes today. You know, we've seen a little bits of the deck doing what we want to do. We're sending our cards to the graveyard. We're getting lots of damage in. We've gotten Phalanx Pike out, even though we didn't get to use Phalanx Pike. But let us see what happens in this here, the final duel. We're up against Malefics, of all things, which is funny because we have a deck request for Malefics. It's going to be a while, but we have one. So we'll see where this goes. All right, Paradigm Dragon. And oh, ooh, that could be tricky. Light and Sublimating Dragon. Send a Malefic card from deck to the grave. Return a Bash Synchro to the extra deck. Summon that monster for the next deck. It only attack with Malefics. Oh boy. Just get out Synchro Dragon to start. That could be tricky. Also, I'm pretty sure, or maybe not. Can you fusion summon too? I guess not. Alright. I mean, if he can, he was going to do that, like, soon. But Dragon Lord could be a problematic dude. We shall see. Doesn't this allow you to fuse? I guess I can't fuse. Okay. Works for me. Let's start with our Harpies Fee, their Duelister. See where this goes. I mean, he might have Starlight Road. I would not put it past a Malefic player to play Starlight Road. Instead, they're going to play this. Dragons, Light, and Dark. When a card activated, it charges the Dragon negates. So that does not the effect. Oh, you're just making this bigger. Uh-oh. When did that get there? Oh. Okay. That was funny. That was cool. All right. So what am I doing? Oh, yeah. Attempting to get around, what's his name? Clearwing Synchro Dragon. We're going to definitely go for Elegant Egotist before we do anything else. Because I know how this card works. I know what it does. You can't trick me or anything like that. Do I look like someone you can deceive? Because you probably could, but not in this particular situation, no. No, Memphis is going to be a smart boy about this and play his Egotist first. Alright. I mean, it's going to be a little unfortunate. This is Phalanx Pike Harpies. We're not seeing the Phalanx Pike as much as I'd like to. I mean, that's what Morganite's for. That's what, like, all this searching and milling and stuff is for. It's just not happening as fast as I want it to. So in this particular instance, hold on. Let me think about this. That's an activated effect, though, with Harpie's Pet Phantasmal Dragon, which is what I was going to do. How much attack is Xerophine have starting? 2,000. Probably face-up card currently on the field except for itself, so that'll be 2,900. That's not nearly enough. Or I can go for Heartland Draco. But again, that involves detaching materials, so that's the issue. So let's go ahead and activate our Harpie Chandler's effect. Just to see what happens. They have... Yeah, there we go. Okay, we'll bait that out. Very good. Okay, so now that they've done that, I can go for so many options. It's just like, what's the right option? Sometimes that's the problem when you have too many options. We'll go for our Cyber Slash Lady. We'll go ahead and activate our spell. And we'll go ahead and bounce one of these. The question is, which one do we want to bat? Let's see. When we want to activate, this card battles. I guess I'll go over to the dragon because he's the most obvious threat in the world. So we'll deal with that, and we'll end our turn for now and see where this goes. Okay. So it's still touch and go here. His monster is massive, and it did not lose its attack points. Does it just not lose attack? I gotta check the spell again. Target dragon. Attack equal to its level times 200. Okay, so that's a permanent effect. Tricky indeed. Alright, so now it's just a slugfest here. Now it's a bit of a slugfest. It's all going to depend on if I can get what I need now, and that ought to help. Wait a minute. Has to be from the deck. Okay, hold on. This still works. Okay, we're going to activate our Harpie's Hunting Ground. We're going to summon out our Perfumer. As soon as I can click the darn thing. There we go. And this will go ahead, pop Hysteric Sign. And we'll get to search out a whole bunch of stuff. So while we're not out of the woods by any means, this is at least a start to things. So we'll activate our Alluring Mirror Split. And we'll end our turn. And that will activate Hysteric Sign. I get to search 3 cards. So we'll get Harpie's Feather Storm. We'll get Chandler. And we'll get a Harpist. So I can start deck thinning next turn. Okay. Okay. Very good. I mean, this is still a problem, but this is Malefics without a field spell. I can't do the irony. Actually, that's fine. Think about Mirror Split. You destroy it. I can just summon back a monster. So I can just bring back my Cyber Slash lady. And then when I play Storm, I can bounce this. Like, then again, if I do it now, you're just gonna surrender, and I can't allow that until I get my Phalanx Pike. That's not Phalanx Pike at all. Alright, well, that's okay, I suppose. Let's go ahead and summon out our Harpie Channeler. And... oh yeah, I've used Morganite. I can't use Mothman anymore. That's okay. I don't need to use Mothman anymore. So let's go ahead and ditch our Harpist here. Let's get into the board play, our Perfumer. Just because I've used up all my spells, so I might as well get her out of the deck. And let's summon... you know what? If I can't go for Phalanx Pike, which, as it's starting to look, that might not happen, which is unfortunate, because that's the whole point of the deck. I played 3 of it for a reason. But we can make our alternate boss. This is Phantasmal Dragon. It attacks directly. And my opponent can't attack it or target it with things. So, more... what? Battle Fader? Swift Scarecrow? Karibo? Oh, right. This thing has another effect. I always forget this can, like, reduce my attack. Opponent's could attack. Raise card lose 500 attack defense. Monster loses 1500. Hey. I mean, I could go for double A Zeus. I might do that next turn. I just don't want to do it now. Personal preference and all that good stuff. Alright, so we'll attach a material from our dude. Go ahead and Harpist. Get ourselves another Channeler. Again, just deck thing as we do. Getting more monsters into the grave. Get the Phalanx Pike. Phalanx Pike. I want to see the Phalanx Pike. The only reason this duel's still going is because I could have just won right there. You know, play my trap card. Don't need to worry about anything. Beat over everything. Do all the damage. It's not enough. It's not enough. Okay, now you're going to go for the big dude, aren't you? Aww. Okay. You still can't attack my dragon, though. That's not something you can negate with this. For the record. So, do I lose my attack forever? It does. Okay, that's a little annoying. That bit's a little annoying. But that's okay, because this is not that hard to bait out, because it's an automatic thing. It's an automatic thing. Okay. Lightning Darkness Dragon Lord, pretty nasty monster. Does nothing to Phantasmal Dragon. Oh, hello. So let's... I've already activated one. Let's activate our End Exalting Morganite. That'll deal with that. Oh, and hey, I already have something to deal with the Dragon Lords. That's good. Let me think about this. Normal summon. Normal summon. Let's see. What else do I want to make? I would love to make Harpie's Conductor, but that's kind of irrelevant at this point. What do I want to make? I could make Great... wait, hold on. No, I can't make Great Fly. I would love to. You don't have any wind monsters, do you? I have a feeling you don't. Oh, if you had your Synchro still, if the Synchro was in the grave, that would have worked. I could have stolen that. That would have been funny. But as it stands, I guess I'll make Win the Wind Charmer. Because she's ever so slightly bigger, and it puts a monster in the graveyard. That'll work. Alright. You got something there, Chief. I can't summon out my Simorg at the moment, but that's okay. I can make it work. So let's go ahead and... I probably should have just left channel on the board now I think about it. I'm just being silly at this point. At this point, I'm just being a silly person. Alright, so we'll attack into our opponent. Deal that nice 500 points of damage. There we go. And I would love to... Well, actually, hold on. Because if I attack this, I'll get destroyed, an effect will activate, and he has to negate it. That gets rid of another negation, so that's good. Alright. I can work with that. So we'll make Double A Zeus down, not because I want to use his effect, but he has attack points. So we'll keep this boy on the board for now, and we'll end our turn. Alright. Again, where is Phalanx Pike? I only have 20 cards left. 3 of them are Phalanx Pike. I just want 1 of them. That's all I need. Granted, I have to... Well, again, easy to bait this thing out. Because my opponent can't do anything either at the moment. Because if he plays any cards of his own, they'll be negated by Dragon Lord. That's not Phalanx Pike. Well, I'll activate my Hysteric Sign regardless, just to get that on the board and get that negated and sent to the graveyard. You may have something else, but don't know. But that's okay. I'm just gonna end my turn for now. Again, the duel ends when I say so. Yes, I'm letting it drag a little bit. Yes, I'm overconfident, but I don't care. One must go for Phalanx Pike. With how many bloody fairy? What do you call these? How many harpies do I have in the graveyard? I'm losing my mind here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7. Okay, that's not bad. Allure of Darkness, turn. Okay. More Dark Dragons. I'm starting to think this isn't actually Malefics. I could be wrong, but I'm starting to think this is not Malefics at all. It seems to be more about, like, Light and Darkness Dragons and things. Although I think, actually, in the end of the day, it is going to be, like, Malefics to some degree. Like, that seems to be, like, the backbone of it. Let's put it that way. Alright. Don't worry, dude. You're not negating yourself. You have to lose attack to do that. And defense. So if Dragon Lord doesn't have any defense, he doesn't have any negates. So don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. You're good. You're fine. You're absolutely amazing. Don't worry about it. I think they might be upset about this. They think they've still negated themselves. That's not how that works. It's not how that works. Alright. But yeah, at this point of the duel, I'm really just trying to get into my stuff. I basically won at this point. At least to my degree. I mean, I've got Call by the Grave. So I can negate this thing if it hits the graveyard. Got Storm, but I can't use it, but they don't know that. And I got my Sky Thunder, who can just wipe the board clean. And I can do that all of one time, but that's plenty. What if you have the double Sky Thunder, it's not that good thing. It's not a very good thing. Alright, my opponent is still I thought for a second they were gonna quit on me there. But thankfully they did not. Thankfully they did not. They realized they were not negating themselves. Alright. So, yeah, there's the Stardust Dragon. I kind of figured he'd be in there somewhere. Alright. Bestials. Alright. Bestials are a thing indeed. I mean, I wasn't looking forward to any Bestials on the side here, but that's what we got. Alright, so Bestial Baldrake is on the board. He's really annoying, but not that big of a deal. Honestly, he's not that big of an issue. Alright. Bestial Baldrake. He's like a dragon with a bald spot. Actually, looks more like a demented chicken more than... There it is. Phalanx Pike. Ooh. Very nice. We will get our Phalanx Pike. Now I just need a Harpie. Any old Harpie will do. I don't care which one. I do have Harpies left, right? I think so. I'm fairly certain I still have... I have to have a Harpie left, right? I must have a Harpie left. I definitely do. Of course I do. Of course I do. 1, 2... I still have a Chandler left. That's all that matters. Alright. Next turn. I guarantee it. My mental mind powers are telling me that I will draw into Chandler. I predict future. I've done it many times before, and I'm telling you now, I'm going to draw into Chandler. Okay? I'm going to draw it. My opponent is not going to rage quit on me. Whew, that could have been worse. That could have been way worse. Okay, I'm fine with that. Dark Ruler more. Nice. I'm fine with that. Go ahead, get rid of Sky Thunder. Malefic Territory, what's this do? Activate Malefic World. Ah, yeah, this is the thing that lets them get like multiple Malefics. Okay. Alright, and the field spell. It does both. Alrighty. I'm okay with this. 120%. What does this guy do again? Oh, my throat's going, but okay. Malefic Paradigm Dragon. Cool. He gets negated because of the something. One of these negates that, but that's okay. It's okay. Zeus may be gone, but I wanted him in the graveyard anyway. Now all I need to do is draw into that Harpie. Oh. No, for real. We need to draw a Harpie. I don't care which one. Just give me a Harpie. I don't really care which one. Oh no. Oh no, please tell me no, it's not over. I think it might be over, chat. Chat, my viewers, my peoples. Oh. Are you seriously telling me I have 2 Phalanx Pikes and no Harpie? Because now he's going to search out whatever Malefic he likes. Pretty much. And he's going to summon it to the board. And unless that was the gear one, I'm just dead. I'm going to assume it was the gear one, because he hasn't already summoned the darn thing. Oh. Ooh, hold on. Okay, we'll save that for a minute. We'll save that for a minute. Come on. That was clearly a sign. We need to get the Harpie. Any Harpie will do. I don't care which one it is. Come on. Morganite. That's not a Harpie at all. That's not a Harpie at all, and I can't use Mothman. Okay. Okay. I'll set this. Hope for the best. Come on. Miracles don't come in pairs. They don't. I think I've lost. You've got to be kidding me. That's just my darn luck right there. The best match of the day. Hold on. Hold on. We're not done yet. He might get the wrong thing again. We'll see. No. No, we've lost. We have lost. And that is just unfortunate. I swear the Harpie is still in the deck. Well, I might be going down, but I'm double negating your effects. Oh, that's just unfortunate. It's not fair. I had 2 Phalanx Pikes. I had 2 of them things. None of these prevent you from doing damage, I assume. No. 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 That is just unfortunate indeed. I had so many Phalanx Pikes, just not a Harpie. Not a Harpie to be seen. Well, that's unfortunate. I guess we'll have to go for the end screen with a loss. A very unfortunate one, but let's head into the end screen. Alrighty, everybody at home. So Phalanx Pike Harpies at 2025. We did fairly well today. We were able to do what we wanted to do, sending our monsters to the graveyard, setting things up, preparing for Phalanx Pike. He didn't quite strike true today, and that's unfortunate. A thing that does occasionally happen, even when you're playing 3 Phalanx Pike and all the draw and the mill and the search in the world. Sometimes you get everything you want, sometimes you don't, but we were able to do fairly well regardless of that. We got the Harpies on the board, our Cyber Slash did its thing, and, you know, we did as Harpies do. We swarmed the board, we blew up stuff, we attacked our opponent. That's what Harpies are all about. They're a battle-focused archetype. It just would have been really good if, man, that last duel, if I could have gotten both Phalanx Pikes on a Harpie, it would have been absolutely gorgeous, and I hit my computer, but that's okay. So we did fairly well today. You know, it wasn't the perfect situation I would have liked to see for this 100 Days Yu-Gi-Oh! The final time we're seeing Phalanx Pike Harpies, but you get an idea of what this deck is capable of. Okay, you get the Phalanx Pike on the monster, it becomes absolutely huge, and that was the ultimate goal. We did get a Harpie to be at least big, but it could have been so much bigger. So I hope regardless that y'all enjoyed today's episode. If you did, hit the like button. Let me know in the comments what you thought of today's deck, that sort of thing. Just, you know, let me know what you think about Phalanx Pike. So here's the deck list for anyone who wants to be taking a look at this deck and having a good old time with it. For our main deck today, we play one copy of Dark Simorgh for our cheeky little deck card. 3 Harpie's Pet Dragon, the Fearsome Fire Blast, which can just send more monsters to the grave if it's linked off. 2 Harpie's Queen for searching the field. 3 Danger Mothman for draw and bodies on the board. We have 3 copies. Wait. I need to get more sleep. Oh my lord, was I only playing 2 Harpists? No wonder I lost that last. Oh my lord, yeah, three Harpists. 3 Harpists. Ignore that. Ignore that. Okay. I don't know how I messed that up, but that's okay. It's okay. If 1 Harpist was the difference, then I was going to lose regardless at last duel. So yeah, 3 Harpists. You play 3 Harpists on the deck because it's our search, or if it's in the graveyard or in the end phase, you just want to be able to search out more stuff. Triple Perfumer because it searches out our spells. We have 3 copies of Harpie Channeler because I can just ditch Harpies to search out other Harpies. Good old Oracle, I can summon if I have a high level Harpie on the board. As well, it'll search me back one of my spell traps during the end phase. Triple Harpie Lady 1, you need to either run this, the original, or Cyber Harpie Lady to make use of Elegant Egotist, because of the only monsters that this summons. Unfortunately, this doesn't summon out everybody. That would have been really cool, but it does not do that. We have our 1 Harpie's Feather Duster, because of course we do. 1 Time Teller Morganite and 1 End Exalting Morganite, which, in hindsight, maybe not the best engine, but I still thought it was a neat thing. I mean, it works with the whole battle focus. I mean, getting 2 attacks and doubling the damage. Imagine that with Pentastag. 10 Harpies, 2 Phalanx Pikes. Damage for days. But yeah, it's a neat little thing. We play 1 of each just so we don't have to, you know, restrict our options from the hand. So 1 of each I find is fine. 1 Foolish Barrel, of course, because just sending Harpies to the grave. 1 of our 3 Harpie Harpists, of course. 2 Elegant Egotist is summoning out our Harpie Lady 1s from the deck, or the hand or the deck. So just building up more bodies on the board, not a once per turn, all that good stuff. I find 2 Swallow's Cowrie is fine. You can play 3 if you like, but this just tributes a Winged Beast to add yourself another one with the same level and all that. So it's good for trading off like a Lady 1 for a Channel, for example. We have our 1 Call by the Grave. We have Triple Hysterical Sign for searching out our Egotist. Pop it, search out more stuff. Our 1 Alluring Mirror Split for summoning out more Harpies beaten in battle. And we have our Triple Phalanx Pike, which somehow only showed up so many times despite having so many of them. We have our 1 Harpie's Hunting Ground for popping back row. Triple Harpie's Feather Storm because it's just able to lock out my opponents from using monster effects for a turn. Pretty darn useful. As for the extra deck, pretty basic stuff. Masquerena, Great Fly, who can make our monsters bigger. Pentastag for piercing. Little Knight for interruption. Wind for stealing wind monsters and searching out once when it's destroyed. Harpie Conductor for protecting our Harpies on the board. Underworld Goddess because, you know, I was trying to go for like girl monsters for various reasons. We have ourselves a Lightning Chidori, which is a nice rank 4 for bouncing stuff, back row or otherwise. Heartland Draco can attack directly while you have a face-up spell, like our Hysteric Sign, so it's good for finishing off an opponent. Icebeard Zerofine can just negate your opponent's monster's effects. Actually, all their face-up cards, monsters, spells, traps, and then it'll gain attack equal to the number of face-up cards on the board. Obviously tricky to do in this modern age, but it's just too funny to not play. 1 Harpie's Phantasmal Dragon for attacking my opponent directly. Good old Red Eyes Flare Metal Dragon because I need a rank 7 on rare occasions, and you know, this can punish our opponent for playing too much. Good old Double A Zeus, who could have won us that last duel, but you know, I chose not to. And then of course we have our 2 Cyber Slash Harpie Ladies as our main boss monster. You know, bounces stuff when we play our spell traps, don't need a tuner for it, the works. As for the side deck, we'll go over this real quick. Things like Win the Wind Channeler can just search out your Harpie monsters from the deck, lock you into wind monsters, but it works pretty dang good. We have Sylphid for just another body on the board. Sacred Crane works really good with Swallow's Nest. You tribute a winged beast to summon another one. This lets you draw a card. Number 77 and Ultimate Falcon work very good with Cattle Call. You can tribute off just any Harpie, summoning out Ultimate Falcon, overlay onto 77. So you have just number 77 on the board. So you won't have his effects or nothing, but he's a big beat stick of a 4,000 boy with some protection. So there you go. Additional rank 7s, things like Draco Sucker Nice. Meg Knight Avermax can protect all your monsters if you find you need him. But he's a dude. It is a lady fest, so there you go. We have Harpie's Feather Rest, which can recover our Harpie Lady monsters into the deck. We have Monster Reborn if you need a monster back from the graveyard, which in hindsight might have been good. I already mentioned Cowrie. If you want Forbidden Droplet for negating your opponent's monsters is pretty good as well, especially because it already puts monsters in the graveyard. And Hysteric Party, another card for just reviving. If I had realized I needed to revive so many Harpies, I would have put this in the deck because I can revive as many Harpies as I'd like. So that's today's deck, everybody. Hope you enjoyed it. A little haphazard, I know, but I like Harpies with the Phalanx Pike, and I hope you do too. So I'll see you guys again tomorrow. We're playing a Orichalcos deck, which I gotta finish up, and we'll have ourselves a good time with that. So till next time, everybody, I'll stay safe and happy. You have a good evening. Take care.